What should have been a powerful turning point in Todd's abuse storyline has sparked a completely different kind of reaction, because while viewers were focused on his pain, many suddenly noticed that two of the most important people in his life seemed to be missing entirely. Tonight's emotional episode shows Todd finally going to the police and opening up about everything Theo has put him through. After being isolated and abused for so long, speaking out is clearly a huge step for him. It is not just about reporting Theo. It feels like the moment Todd finally stops carrying the fear on his own. For someone who has been trapped in that kind of controlling dynamic, reaching the point of telling the truth often means the emotional pressure has become impossible to hide any longer. While Todd is inside giving his statement, the people closest to him back on the cobbles are desperately waiting and trying to support him. His friends and extended family rally around him immediately, and their reactions make it obvious just how loved he is. Some of them are so furious over what Theo has done that they even start threatening him, which shows how deeply protective they feel toward Todd. But even with all that support, viewers have been left distracted by one major question. Where are Eileen and Jason? That absence has stood out far more than the show may have intended. For longtime viewers, it feels especially odd because the Grimshaws have always been presented as a close family, especially when one of their own is in serious trouble. Jason may have left Weatherfield back in 2016 to start a new life in Thailand, but Eileen was only last seen on screen in June last year. That makes it even harder for fans to accept that neither of them has even been mentioned, while Todd is going through something this traumatic. And that is where the frustration really comes from. It is not simply that Eileen and Jason are physically absent. It is that the storyline has so far offered no real acknowledgement of them at all. In a plot built around fear, pain, and emotional survival, that silence feels unnatural. Viewers can understand characters being off-screen, but not being referenced makes it seem as though two vital parts of Todd's support system have just vanished. Fans quickly took to social media to call it out. One viewer questioned when someone in Coronation Street was finally going to contact Eileen and Jason and tell them what Todd has been suffering. Another guessed that George might soon explain that he reached out to Eileen, only for her to be unable to return for some reason. But not everyone is buying that kind of explanation. Some fans believe there is no way Eileen would stay away if she knew the truth, while others think the only believable reason is that Todd himself may have insisted nobody tell them yet. One comment even suggested he might wait until he is emotionally stronger before facing them, possibly when he is ready to go to Thailand himself. That reading actually says a lot about Todd's state of mind. After prolonged abuse, victims often feel shame, confusion, or even a need to keep controlling the flow of information around them. Todd may be reaching out for help now, but that does not automatically mean he is ready to let every loved one see how badly he has been hurt. There can still be fear in that. There can still be embarrassment, and there can also be a need to avoid causing even more emotional chaos while he is barely holding himself together. At the same time, if the show never addresses Eileen and Jason, the gap will only become more glaring. This is the kind of storyline where family absence cannot just sit in the background forever, especially when viewers know those relationships matter. Sooner or later, Coronation Street will probably need to explain it properly, because fans are clearly not willing to let it slide. Right now, the strongest feeling coming out of this episode is not only heartbreak for Todd, but mounting frustration that his closest family are nowhere to be seen when he needs them most. And until the show finally deals with that, viewers will keep asking the same thing. Why are Eileen and Jason not by Todd's side? Subscribe for more Coronation Street updates, spoilers, and character analysis.